Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. How's everybody doing? So, did we have a good weekend? Yes, you're ready for the week? Because I am. Hi, I'm Paola Guillon. I'm a wellness consultant and success coach, as well as a tango dancer in Austin, Texas. And I love doing those Happy Mondays every Monday morning so we can start the week right. What I would like to talk about today is, what if judgment is really fear in disguise? And that's a wonderful, wonderful concept that I just wholeheartedly embrace. The reason for it is, judging, as we may know, is not the most productive way to spend our time, correct? That being said, it can be a little bit challenging. It's like, well, yeah, I'm judging, but why am I not supposed to judge? I know it's not connecting. I know it's blaming the other. Now, if we were to look at judgment as fear, we can really transfer the energies from one end to the next, because instead of judging in the absence of judgment, now we have judging, and instead it's like, oh, this is really me. This is not just me judging, this is me having a certain experience. So this is how it could work. For example, I used to be absolutely irate a few years back. My neighbor's dog barking all day, and I judged my neighbor. I judged my neighbor for being irresponsible. I judged my neighbor for being disrespectful. I judged them for not taking care of their dogs, just letting them on a rope outside all day without entertainment. I don't know. But I judged my neighbor because something was happening that was a source of discomfort and distress for me. What I could have contemplated the situation as was, I'm judging my neighbors because I'm afraid that dog barking is going to deregulate me. I'm afraid that that dog barking is going to interrupt the fact that I'm going to take a nap. I'm afraid that I'm not going to get the harmony in my home that I want because I've got that noise outside that's really irritating, that's really challenging for me to hear. Yeah? Does that start making sense? Another example is somebody cutting you off on the highway. What's our first reactions? What a jerk. Oh my God, that person is irresponsible. That person doesn't know how to drive. When really, we're afraid we're going to get in an accident and get hurt. Or even worse, the people in the car with us that we care about could get hurt. So by judging, we project the blame on somebody else, which is a natural reaction. I'm not saying that people are out of judgment ever, all the time. It doesn't happen. That being said, when the judgment happens, and it will, can we reflect and say, what am I afraid of? When we detect the judgment, and we can do that, with some training, it actually comes very easily at some point. It's like, man, I'm judging again. Okay, if I'm judging, what am I afraid of? We have like 7 basic needs. That's it. One of those needs is being threatened. It can be connection. It can be shelter, basic safety. It can be purpose. It can be freedom. Which one of those basic needs is being threatened? And when we judge others, one of those needs is being threatened. We are actually scared. And there is nothing wrong about being scared. We're all scared at some point or another to various degrees, depending on the experience. There is no shame in experiencing fear. The idea is to go from judgment to what's really at the heart of it. The reason why judgment is so counterproductive is this is so present in the way we interact with one another. This is the default appreciation that we have for one another. This culture, North American, if you're watching me in other countries, specifically North American culture, the US, not Canada, they do things differently there. But in the US, we are the most polarized version of our society in recorded times, period. And that's because our default setting is to judge the other person. The default setting is not, wow, this is what I'm thinking and I'm scared. This is not our default setting. Our default setting is to blame the other person for whatever we're experiencing, and we're not even able to define what we are experiencing. That's why judgment is so counterproductive, because it creates the disconnect. It nurtures the disconnect. The more we judge, the more disconnected we are. Period. Now, telling someone you're a jerk is very different than telling someone, I'm scared. I'm saying this and I'm scared. This is very different, because then we can put the focus on, okay, what's going on with me? Why am I experiencing fear? What could make it better? What can we do about this? Instead of, you're a jerk and it's your fault. You're the one to blame. You know what I mean? This is one of the most powerful concepts, and I absolutely adore it. This is so powerful, this is so productive, and this is so connecting. Because if somebody comes to you and says, I'm scared, you're less likely to get mad at them. If somebody comes to you and calls your name, you're very likely not to want to connect with that person. So, fear is something that we all experience. Fear is something that is going to connect us in our humanity. And that is the bottom line. How can we connect better through our common humanity? It's for our sake, so we can feel connected to ourselves. We feel more connected to ourselves when we can recognize our emotions and we accept the emotions that we're experiencing. We are more likely to feel connected as a community, as a tribe, with our friends, with our family. It's all about connection. It is all about connection. That's what love is. Love is connection. So if we can nurture that connection, we can actually nurture that love that we all talk about all the time, and we are so good at sabotaging on a regular basis. So that is my thought for the week. If you have any comment or if there is anything you'd like to talk about, please let me know. If you're having a little bit of a rough time, if you're feeling stuck, if you need some pointers, or if you just need help, I'm here for you. And you can book my sessions through my Facebook page or on my website. I love to help. Until next week, reach for the greatest version of yourself. You can do it. Bye-bye.